After you've worked so diligently to learn to channel, the last thing you want is to get distracted off your soul path by bright, shiny object syndrome. Hi, I'm Deborah Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, bringing you a cautionary and timely message about the dark side of channeling from Archangel Metatron. If this message resonates, be sure to stay until the end because I've got a simple free tool that will help you avoid stumbling into the abyss. When you begin channeling, it can be a heady experience. Talking to angels, even Creator, is one thing. When you experience them answering back, that's another level. Here's where the new channeler must tread lightly. We encourage you to come to the conversation in a state of openness and curiosity. Make it your intention to receive only uplifting, helpful information. If you've taken the precaution of first opening your Akashic records, you're connected to the source of love, light, and truth, which you can trust. However, your Akashic connection does not prevent ego from inserting itself into the conversation. Even with your channel open, ego will inject all sorts of thoughts to obfuscate and lead you down the proverbial garden path. That's what ego does. Distinguishing the voice of spirit or divine from that of ego. We've often spoken about how to differentiate the voice of ego from the voice of divine. In case you've missed it, we'll review the steps. Divine is encouraging, uplifting, and loving. Ego often mocks, is scornful, and discouraging. Divine messages are filled with lessons, inspiration, and insights to help you with your spiritual path. They make you feel good. Egoic messages cause doubt, fear, or worry. Be proactive. Always evaluate messages with this criteria so you don't get tripped up by sneaky ego and end up wandering off your path. As long as what you receive causes you to feel loved and often humbled at the magnitude, you're fine. Periodically review whether what you've received feels like a divine message or is instead about self-importance. We say this not to criticize, but with great love, so that you might stay on your soul path rather than stumbling into a dark rabbit hole. For once you start sliding into the abyss, you may never make it back to the light, at least in this lifetime. Be vigilant. Question everything, because there are many deceivers working overtime to divert lightworkers from their path. Make it your practice to test the information you receive, no matter the source. Is it loving and uplifting? Then you can trust it's from your angels and Creator. Are you being asked to deliver messages to other souls, or has someone delivered a message to you? That might be your ego at play. You should know it's not our normal practice to send one soul off to deliver messages to another like a telegraph. Of course, there are exceptions, but that is definitely not the rule, because everyone has the ability to tune in and receive their own messages. Such messages should be met with skepticism and run through the verification tests as described previously. Now seems like a fine time to repeat. Question everything. No disparagement or condemnation. Should you channel messages that are condemning another soul, we encourage you to shut that down, for it is not coming from divine. Have you noticed that even when we speak of those who have gone to the dark side, we reiterate they are still perfect souls in the eyes of divine? They are simply souls who have diverged from their path. One day, they will return. Meanwhile, they are still loved and cared for by their team of angels and guides. No soul is better than another. All are equal. You need not interact with those following a dark path. In fact, it would be wise to avoid them as much as possible. What you can do is send them love and light, then move along. Minimize engagement. It would also be wise to refrain from spending time contemplating such souls, for in the doing, you attract them into your reality, painting a bullseye on your back. Is that what you really want to do? That's flirting with danger, and frankly, an ego trip. If the information you're receiving is stroking your ego, making you suddenly feel more important than, or elevating you above others, that is a clue you've taken a detour. Please don't mistake our comments about ego as condemnation. Rather, it is simple fact. Ego has a purpose to keep you safe on your life journey. However, that purpose is presently in conflict with your soul's desire as you awaken to higher consciousness and greater possibilities. The goal is oneness. As you move into oneness with soul, this will become less of an issue. Meanwhile, ego will continue doing its best to perform as it always has. It is incumbent upon you to pick your way through the booby traps ego springs upon you. When you stumble into a trap, do your best to disentangle as quickly as possible. Staying is detrimental to your soul journey. Are you feeling us? Again, we feel the need to reiterate, we do not say this to excoriate or even criticize. Our purpose is to serve your spiritual needs so that you always have the very best, which is what you deserve. Okay, Metatron, can you address the topic of reptilian people? Because it keeps coming up. Are there reptilians among us? If there are, what, if anything, are we to do about it? That is a definitive no. You might consider them a sci-fi construct. They make for entertaining conversation, but they are not living amongst you in human suits. There are many dark souls who behave in ways that cause you to put them in that category, but we assure you they are as human as you. They are simply making different choices. And as we said previously, they are still beloved souls in the eyes of divine. Less focus upon the dark ones would serve you well. They are not your business. More focus on sending love and light to whomever you feel led will accomplish more while not leading you astray. Besides, do you really want to make things like reptilians your reality? You can do that if you choose, but why would you? Rampaging humans. Humans throughout time have found ways to vilify one another as an excuse to do harm from what they believe is a righteous place. Torquemada comes to mind. The witch hunts are another sad example. The ones doing the hunting were the dark ones, drunk on self-righteous power, except there was nothing righteous about it. They were feeding an egoic need to feel superior, and you know how that turned out. That is a choice, but we ask you, is that really the choice you wish to make? For then you become like that which you abhor. Practice discernment liberally. In your journey, you will encounter a wide range of spiritual teachers. We encourage you to be discerning about whom and what you believe. If the teaching causes you to feel fear or anger, then it is likely not in your best interest to engage. Just because you saw or heard a high-profile channel talking about things like reptilians does not mean it's true. They are as susceptible to being led astray by others and egos as you. Use your truth filter. As a sovereign soul, it's wise to always run teaching through your truth filter. If it feels true and is in alignment with divine love, then it's probably true. Although we will caution you, there is a lot of misinformation floating around the internet. If the teaching is uplifting one person or group while condemning another, you would be wise to question the source. We, your angel team, strive to support with love and uplifting encouragement, always. There is more we could share, but for now, absorb this message. Consider where you are on your journey and where you might make adjustments. When you have questions, we'll be here ready to serve. Have a bippity-boppity doodah day. Mwah! One more thing. You might be thinking to yourself, but I know that extraterrestrials have been here in the past. That's true. They had a role in evolving primal life forms into humanity. However, once they got the ball rolling, they had to step back so as not to interfere with free choice. Humanity was placed on Earth to experience their own evolution. Since the initial boost, extraterrestrials shifted into assisting from the inside. They now come to Earth as starseeds, incarnating in human form. So you see, they're still here, just in human form. Thank you, Metatron. We appreciate your guidance, even when it's hard to hear. To you, dear Lightworker friend, it's important for you to understand what I channel for you is my interpretation or translation of the message received. Even though I take great care to be accurate, it's always possible I could get something wrong. Run everything through your truth filter to decide what is true for you. After all, we're each wired differently and we're all creating our own reality. Yours might vary greatly from mine. Finally, ego is not your enemy. It's just working at cross purposes with soul and higher self. Use the link below to access a special guided meditation, powwow with 3 aspects of self. That will help you make friends, elicit cooperation, and live in peaceful coexistence with your ego. This process was given to me at the beginning of my journey and has been invaluable. Invaluable because I'm as susceptible to a conspiracy theory as the next person. But this meditation tool, combined with the teaching in this video, have been my guardrails to stay on track. I use this process all the time to make sure that what I'm sharing is truth, love, and light. That's a responsibility I take very seriously. Thank you for listening and being a part of this incredible Lightworker journey. Much love. Bye for now.